Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Just made my new video. This is the new one, Emoji, talking about the reaction to last week's episode. Very interesting. I'm kind of late. I'm so late. I had too much work this week, so I couldn't do it the day I wanted to. But let's get this going. Let's start with Sansa and the Littlefinger situation. I thought that was completely set up from the beginning. Littlefinger has got his hands in a lot of pots right now. I subscribe to the theory that he wrote the pink letter. He's in it with Small John Umber. They got something going on. Remember, Varys and Littlefinger have more spies than the whole world combined. So people thinking, how could he talk to Little John? How could he pass on messages? This dude's got spies everywhere. Okay, and last season, Brienne doesn't have no spies, and she got the old lady in Winterfell to pass Sansa a note with not a note, but the candle. So if Brienne could do it, just imagine what Littlefinger could do. I'm thinking they have a direct line to each other, like the bat phone in Winterfell. Okay. So subscribe to he wrote the pink letter, and there's people like James Bouchel, put it out there. I didn't see the pictures yet. Actually, I did. I saw one of them about the scrolls that had the same seals, and the Bolton seals. They just doesn't match up. The seal that John and them got at Castle Black, that seal was just looked like it was put together by somebody else that just assumed what the Bolton seal looked like. So definitely think that's what's going on in Winterfell. And I think Littlefinger knew that Sansa would reject the Knights of the Vale. But I also think he didn't know how bad Ramsay was. Some people find that hard to believe. How could Littlefinger not know Ramsay was an animal? But I just don't think he did. He knew about Roose, and he knows what the Boltons are about. But if you remember last season, when he was talking to Roose when he went to Winterfell, that how come I've never heard about your bastard, and Roose cut him off, when Ramsay was going to start talking. So that's what I think was there in that one. And if people remember, last season, Littlefinger struck up a deal with Cersei. He said, "Make me Warden of the North." Okay, so he said, if I do whatever you ask for, meaning bring Sansa back to King's Landing, which is never gonna happen, but he said, "Make me Warden of the North," and Cersei said, "I'll have Tommen write up a royal decree." So that happened for a reason. People's forgot, but these Littlefinger's trying to be Warden of the North. So I don't know how it's gonna go down, but it obviously has to do with the pink letter. It obviously has to do with getting the battle to go down. And Littlefinger probably knew Sansa was gonna reject the Vale forces, so he's gonna keep them on the side and bring them in when they've exhausted each other, the Wildlings and the Bolton army. I'm gonna do this quick because I don't have time, but I just want to get my thoughts out with this video. First one, shout out to Tony Teflon, shout out to the Small Council, shout out to Crack Nation, everybody that I've been talking to in the community. Good peoples, watch their videos. Let's move on to Arya. Bravos. I liked what they did with Bravos. The play, brilliant. Giving us the audience the backstory on Bravos, how they were slaves in old Valyria, then they decided to break away, give the gift of death, and I'm glad the writers put that in there. We needed to know what Bravos is about, and if they're the original inhabitants, they started Bravos, and they decided to create an Assassin's Guild. That makes you think, what are the two things? Well, what do we know about Bravos? Cross the narrow sea, but the Bank of Bravos. Okay. Now, a lot of people already put this theory out. Did the Faceless Men create the Bank of Bravos? Personally, I think they did. And I think that they had money, they killed the masters, they took their money, and the gift of death was something they enslaved people that didn't pay back their debts. Okay, that's my little theory on it. People would borrow money, and the people that couldn't pay it back, they said, we'll kill you, or you do us this favor. And that favor being, go kill somebody else for them. And they'd work off their debts like that. And I think the two are married. Brett Banker, Bravos, and the Faceless Men are just married. I'll do another video on that later. But yeah, I think that's bread and butter, just together. Now the play was awesome. It just lets you know how people back in those days got their information secondhand. We're talking about going across the narrow sea. Now just imagine like Marco Polo back in the day, leaving Italy and Europe and going to China, and like people sending back his exploits on what he did out there. You're not gonna get the whole shebang. You're gonna get, Marco Polo, he met the emperor, he fought a dragon, he did this, he did that, he found the Holy Grail, but he really just met with the emperor. So that's, I like how the writers explained that that's how news traveled, and yeah. And the dick shot, I mean, God, all the feminists and all that, I mean, there you go. You want more nudity, I mean, that's what it is. And I don't think anybody wants to see that no more, so. And then Arya is still a Stark. That's the other big thing here. Still a Stark. This was all a test by Jaqen H'ghar. He basically wanted to see where her heart was. And I was watching Don the Kraken Wits video, and he had his guests on there, the normies, and they do awesome reaction videos. Shout outs to them too. I forgot the girl's name that was on the panel with him the other day, but she said that Arya was playing herself in the play. I mean, mind-blowing shit right there. She was in the exact location when she was watching when Ned's head get cut off. She was in the same exact spot with Yoren, the man of the Night's Watch that was with her in season 1, in that exact location. So that shit's mind-blowing. And Jaqen H'ghar basically wants to know if she's no one or if she's still a Stark. As soon as she gets into the House of Black and White, she tells Jaqen, nice lady, and Jaqen tells her, does death only come for the wicked? So this makes you think like he was testing her, it was all a test, and she failed. And we already saw in the trailer she's running away, so this is her chance. A lot of people came out with videos already theorizing that that's how she's going to get to Westeros. She's going to run away, and that is what it is. But she was never going to be a faceless man. Let's get serious. She left Needle in the beginning outside the House of Black and White. She was never going to be that. If she was going to be that, she would have tossed her sword into the river, and she never did. So that should have just told you from the jump. And I bet if Jaqen would have seen that, he would have never let her into the House of Black and White, because he knew. If she couldn't let go of something simple as a sword, she was never going to be no one. So, yeah. Next up, and I'm going to keep it simple. I'm gonna jump because I don't want to talk about the Kingsmoot, because that was just a whitewash. That was nothing to do with what happened in the book. So, and there was some great speeches in the book that you wonder, why couldn't you have just did that? Why'd you have to change up the Kingsmoot? So I'm gonna skip that. I'm just gonna go straight to Hodor, straight to the best thing about the whole episode. By the way, this episode gets I'm gonna do 5 out of 5 scales. This episode gets 5 out of 5. 5 shots in the air. Blah, blah, blah. 5 shots in the air. Straight up. With Hodor, introducing time travel is going to be a game changer. Everybody enjoyed seeing the visions, seeing young Ned. And by the way, showing Benjen in these visions is so obvious that Benjen's coming back, probably as Cold Hands. I mean, that's the whole point of putting him in the episodes. I mean, They could have not included Benjen. They could have just showed young Ned Stark talking to his father, talking to Rickon Stark, going to the Eyrie, going to the being fostered at the Vale. But no, they introduced Benjen into the video. You understand? So that was letting people know, oh, Ned has another younger brother. Oh, that's Benjen. Oh, I remember Benjen. Oh, season 1, right? Yeah. Didn't he disappear? Yeah. Oh. Okay. So that was the whole point of that. And for Bran to know that the Children of the Forest created the White Walkers, game changing. You know, most people already talked about this. A lot of people in the GOT YouTube community already did 100 videos on this, talked about it. Nobody was for sure, you know, because they always thought, you know, the White Walkers had their own magic, you know, whatever, but children made them. In the show, at least. That was a major reveal. But back to Bloodraven. Bloodraven knew that this was all going to happen. Okay? When Mira says, Bran, we're going to die. Worgen to Hodor, Worgen to Hodor. He says, listen to your friend, Bran. Meaning, he knew that this was going to happen, and he needed Bran to Worgen to Hodor at that exact moment so that the destiny could be fulfilled like it always was going to be fulfilled. So that linear line, that paradox was all, that line was going to keep on happening. But for it to keep on happening, Bloodraven had to tell Bran, listen to your friend, Bran, so he could Worgen to Hodor at that moment to get the older Hodor and get the shit rolling, get the ball moving. And the way Bloodraven died, oh man, phenomenal. Fucking body disintegrated, amazing. And that's why I want to know also, do their souls get stuck in the Matrix? You know, which is a theory video for a whole nother day. You know, just like Orell, when Orell died, he went inside his eagle. His soul went inside his eagle. You know, Varamir, 6 skins, the whole 9 yards. Orell went inside his eagle and he attacked Jon when Jon was running away from Ygritte and Tormund back in season 3. So you know that their souls can live on. So Bloodraven's the greatest green seer of them all, the originator probably. Obviously not the originator, but because there were Children of the Forest before him green seeing, but he's been doing this a while. You don't think he knew he was going to die? He knew he needed Bran to do that into Hodor. He wanted to die inside the Matrix for a reason. That's a theory video for another day. And they didn't show Hodor's death on screen, but it's obvious. And I haven't seen too many people talk about this, but I believe Bran is going to be the first green seer. I'm going to do a whole video on this. Serious shit. If you want to know more, put some questions out there in the comment section. Bran's going to be the first person to ever warg a White Walker. Or a white, but I have the theory that he's going to see Hodor, and Hodor's mind is already pre-set to allowing Bran to get up in there. Okay, it's like learning how to jimmy a car that you've been jimmying your whole life when you were a kid and you would take the car for a joyride. He's got that car locked up. Hodor's mind is for him. That's his like crib. It's like his couch. He's gonna see the white Hodor as a zombie, and Bran's gonna attempt to try to warg him, green sight him, whatever, and it's gonna be a game changer. Because if you saw the Night's King saw Bran in the Matrix, in the vision. Now we know the children created him. And the children were the original green seers. They were the originators. They were the ones who used this Matrix for whatever reasons. If the Night's King saw Bran, why not allow Bran? Because we know Bran he doesn't need the Weirwood Tree anymore. When he was leaving with Mira, he was still in the Matrix. He was still in the visions. And in the episode earlier, when the Night's King first touched him, you know, I'm going to be going on a tangent rant here. You know, I'm going to be going off to a lot of places on this, but he touched him which I think is like grayscale. It's like a winter version of the grayscale. That's a story for another day. But he touched him. He saw him. How? You know what I mean? Which means they can go inside the werewood network without the werewood, obviously. So that's gonna be a topic for another day. It was just an awesome reveal. You know, a lot of people are upset. You know, there's a lot of spoilers for the Winds of Winter, but you know, some of this stuff had to be done, man. You can't just wait on George Martin forever. You know what I mean? And some people just, you know, needed that. You know. But yeah, that's it. That's all I want to talk about today. I'm gonna get back to the whole brand war against whites soon. I'm gonna do that one next probably. Thank you for watching. Anything you want to talk to me about, put it in the comment section. I'll respond back as quick as I can. Thank you to everybody out there. And I'll see you next time. Peace.